Have you ever heard of a book filled with secret sayings that promises to unlock eternal life? Well, today, we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious texts ever found, the Gospel of Thomas. Now, this isn't a story. It's more like a collection of cryptic puzzles that challenge us to see the world and, honestly, ourselves in a totally new way.
Right from the very first line, this text makes one of the most dramatic promises you can imagine. It basically suggests that death isn't a given, that it's more of a problem of interpretation. I mean, what a bold claim. It immediately lets you know you're not just reading ancient history, you're about to go on a quest for some serious meaning.
And there it is, the very first line. This one sentence sets the entire stage. See, this isn't about blind faith. It's about a deep, personal understanding, an interpretation. So the whole journey through the Gospel of Thomas is really a journey to find your interpretation.
So, here's our game plan for today. We're going to start by unpacking that wild promise of eternal life. Then we'll explore this idea of a kingdom that's already inside you. After that, we get to learn how to tame our inner lion. Yeah, you heard that right. Then we'll see why this wisdom is considered a disruptive fire. And finally, we'll figure out the art of finding that one great truth.
Okay, so let's tackle that first big promise. The Gospel of Thomas isn't handing out some magic pill for immortality. It's more like it's inviting us on a quest. A search for a kind of understanding so profound that it completely changes our relationship with life and death.
So here's the crucial point. Not experiencing death is a metaphor. What it's really talking about is a spiritual and philosophical awakening. It's about getting beyond the small, fearful self and connecting with something timeless, something eternal that's already inside you. The real secret isn't about extending your life, it's about expanding your consciousness. And that leads us right to the absolute core message of this text, the inward journey. I mean, if this profound truth isn't in some magic spell, then where is it? Well, the Gospel of Thomas gives a really clear, and for its time, a seriously radical answer.
Just notice the huge redirection here. The text is telling us to stop looking up at the sky or out at the sea. It says the kingdom, that divine reality, it's right here, inside you. And paradoxically, it's also outside you. The idea is, once you find it within, your whole perception of the outer world just shifts.
This visualizes that idea perfectly. See, it's not about hiding away from the world. It's about realizing that your inner state, your self-knowledge, literally radiates outward and shapes the reality that you experience. According to this text, all true power starts from the inside.
Let's break this down a bit. First, the text is taking a shot at anyone looking for truth from external authorities or in special places. It says the only key, is self-knowledge. When you truly know yourself, you become known, recognized by a higher reality. But what if you don't? Well, then you live in what it calls a state of poverty, an inner emptiness, no matter how much you have on the outside.
You know, it's easy to talk about this stuff in ancient philosophical terms, but how does this actually apply to our modern lives? You know, the ones filled with all these external pressures and goals.
Just think about a super successful executive. They've got the title, the salary, all the external markers of success. But on the inside, there's this void, that poverty the text talks about. Their real journey begins when they stop climbing the ladder and start looking inward, maybe through meditation or therapy or just quiet reflection, to find what truly gives them a sense of purpose. That is the modern search for the inner kingdom.
Now, finding this inner kingdom isn't a passive thing. It's not like you just sit back and wait. It requires an active transformation of our very nature, especially our more primal, instinctual side.
This is one of the most powerful sayings in the whole text. It gives us this incredible metaphor, the lion. The lion represents our raw, primal energy, our anger, our desires, our wild nature. And it says we have two choices in how we deal with it. This image just captures that central conflict perfectly, doesn't it? The saying forces all of us to confront a really fundamental question. Are you in control of your base instincts, or are you a slave to them? So here's the breakdown. You are cursed when the lion consumes you. That's when you're just dominated by rage or unchecked desire. But you are blessed when you consume the lion. That's when you consciously take that raw energy and integrate it, transforming it into courage or passion or wisdom. You don't kill the lion, you elevate it.
Let's make this super practical. Imagine someone we'll call Alex, who's struggling with a bad temper. Step 1. Alex has to acknowledge the lion, admit that the untamed anger is there. Step 2.
Through some self-reflection, Alex figures out the roots of that anger. And finally, step 3, instead of letting it explode, Alex learns to channel that fiery energy into assertive, constructive action. Alex has consumed the lion and made its strength their own.
So this whole journey of self-knowledge and transformation, it isn't some gentle, quiet process. The wisdom in the Gospel of Thomas is actually presented as something radical, something that's meant to shake the very foundations of the world.
I mean, that is such a powerful statement. I have cast fire upon the world. It's not a suggestion, it's a declaration. It's like a transformative teaching has been unleashed, and the speaker is actively nurturing it, just waiting for it to grow into an all-consuming blaze.
But of course, the fire here isn't about literal destruction. It's a symbol of purification and a radical spiritual awakening. It's a truth that burns away old, rigid structures, that challenges the status quo, and has the power to fundamentally change humanity.
So, in a world that is just full of distractions, how do we find what truly matters? Well, the text offers one final, brilliant metaphor for this exact challenge.
Imagine a wise fisherman. He casts his net, pulls it up, and it's full of fish. But he's not interested in the small ones. He knows exactly what he's looking for. With no problem at all, he spots the one great fish, throws all the little ones back, and chooses the big one. This is a parable about focus and discernment.
This is the key skill that the parable is trying to teach us, spiritual discernment. It's the ability to sift through all the noise, the sea of everyday information, trivial concerns, and superficial ideas, and identify the one great truth that is truly life-changing.
Think about it like an entrepreneur with 100 business ideas. Many of them might be good, sure, but a wise entrepreneur knows they have to discard the small fish to pour all their energy into the one great idea, the one that has the potential to change everything. It's the exact same principle, just applied to our spiritual and intellectual lives.
And so that leaves us with this final question. For you, as we go through our days, our own nets are constantly filling up with news, opinions, and endless distractions. The wisdom of the Gospel of Thomas challenges us to become that wise fisherman, to ask ourselves, among all the fish in our net, which is the one great truth that's worth choosing today?